Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Capricorn August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And yes, this does apply and pertain to the sun, moon, and ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing up is as far as August goes, the sun will be in Leo from the 1st until the 23rd, so the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, there could be a strong focus, concentration of energy, and really on an attention, perhaps, going to be likely on intimate sexual relationships, sex in general, transformation, regeneration, rebirth, emotional, moral, monetary support, inheritances in some cases, surgery in some, even dealing with matters with death, and even crisis situations in some cases, taxes, insurance matters, debts even. Now, given that this is Leo energy, this could be done with a lot of pride, a lot of dignity, and with a lot of ferocity perhaps as well, a lot of magnanimous and generous energy, but could be extravagance. It could be done with very strong, near inexorable Leo energy, and especially if you're in some crisis situation, or you're trying to make some major change or transformation. This could also be, given that this is, you're talking about the sun. This could be shining the light, so to speak, on a Leo type surgical matter, such as something with the heart or the upper back. Now, in some cases, too, another way this may manifest, because the sun rules the left or right eye depending on gender, it could be an eye issue that may require surgery. It could be that being Leo, it could be that dominant eye, or it could be some kind of really like some burning, fiery sensation that may be going on, since we're talking about a fiery sign with Leo. Next thing up, as far as August goes, the sun will be in Virgo from the 23rd until the 31st. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, at this time, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention on the law in some cases. It could be in-laws, grandchildren, philosophy, religion, higher education, traveling abroad, expanding horizons, and also too, in some cases, could also be about publishing, anything that could be 9th house related. Now, given that this is Virgo energy, a lot of these matters, these 9th house matters, may be done with being very punctilious, with details, having acute attention to detail, done very systematic, methodical, and organized manner as well, and done with a lot of a lot of perhaps industry and hard work as well, since Virgo can be connected with that. But it might be, these matters may be somewhat worrisome in some cases, given that we are talking about Virgo energy. Now, the thing about this too is, now in some cases this could shine the light, so to speak, on an overly judgmental, critical, or pedantic, overly exacting in-law, grandchild. It may be someone you may know at a college, university, or religious congregation as well. So anyway, next thing up, there will be a full moon in Aquarius on August 15th. So the 2nd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this could be about the completion or culmination or ending of an Aquarius money-making venture. It could be something connected with electronics, computers, innovation, new technology, something with aerospace, astronomy, rocket science, astrology, esoteric. Could be some kind of esoteric field in general. Now, it could also be a time too when you're talking about a full moon in astrology. It can be a time when someone becomes tired, exasperated, or full of something. It could be where one becomes tired, exasperated, or full, had enough of some person that's very idiosyncratic, bizarre, unusual, unorthodox, rebellious, overly independent person, non-conforming. Could be a person that may be at the place you generate income with. It could be somebody that also might have figured prominently in your possessions and your self-esteem, or maybe was having some impact on your self-worth and self-esteem to some degree. Now, full moons in astrology can also be about revelations and unveilings. Now, in some cases, perhaps you something comes up that might be unusual that you found out regarding maybe your finances, or maybe a possession you had, something very unpredictable, whether it might have been stolen and you didn't really know about it, or you maybe in some cases this could actually manifest maybe in finding something that had been lost for some time. That could be Aquarius related. It could be something that maybe something electronic or computer related. It could be some kind of new piece of technology that may have appeared. It could also be some revelation, perhaps in some genius quality you may have, or maybe some ingenious money-making idea that might come as a flash. I mean, Aquarius energy could be very spontaneous, extemporaneous, like lightning, and it could be something like that as well. So anyway, well, there will be a new moon in Virgo on August 30th, so the ninth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this could manifest, excuse me, in starting a new Virgo higher education course. It could be something connected with analytics or data entry, something with detail like data entry or computer programming, maybe becoming a professional organizer, doing something that is perhaps health related, such as becoming maybe getting some schooling on becoming a nutritionist or some health field, working as a doctor. Now, it could be too in some cases that this could be about, in some cases, the welcoming of a new Virgo in-law or grandchild. I mean, if it's a grandchild, it's a birth of a grandchild, then you're going, obviously it's going to be, it will have a sun and moon in Virgo. But if it's an in-law, it could be somebody that that might be maybe actually a Virgo sun, moon, or ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Virgo characteristics. It could be the start of some kind of perhaps long distance journey that maybe you didn't really spend a lot of money on. It was you spent very frugally on. It could be something too where, in some cases, where you really could even be maybe the start of a more healthier relationship with an in-law or grandchild, or maybe with your members at a religious congregation, or people that you may know at a college, university. So anyway, next thing up, Mercury will be in Cancer as far as August goes, from the 1st until the 11th. So the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this may manifest in having rather emotional communications with a grandmother, with a significant other, others in general, perhaps. But it could also be in some cases where you're more sensitive to criticism and ridicule from 7th house people at this time as well. You might be talking about perhaps some kind of Cancerian competition that you may be interested in. It could be something that could be home related, or something that you may do with the family or family members, some kind of cooking or culinary competition perhaps. But also too, this could be about very contemplative energy, and it could be where you're doing a lot of contemplating regarding perhaps matters with a significant other, a grandmother, maybe negotiations. And also this could be communication regarding perhaps a family or home legal situation. I mean, those are some ways this can manifest. And also Mercury can also be about siblings. So this could be about Cancerian, sun, moon, or ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Cancerian characteristics that might figure more prominently in legal matters, dealing with open adversaries, maybe negotiations you may be having at this time, perhaps matters, activities with the grandmother, perhaps. So those are some ways that this could manifest. So anyway, next thing up, Mercury will be in Leo as far as August goes, from the 11th until the 29th. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. Now, one thing that could be possible with this is that you might find yourself dominating conversations, perhaps with an intimate partner. It could be as someone you're in a sexual relationship with, or someone you're in a shared resources scenario with. Hold on a moment, people. Sorry about that, I'm back. But anyway, some cases too, it could also be conversing about a Leo type surgery, perhaps in some isolated cases, such as something with the upper back or heart. And this also, again, as I've stated before, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Leo traits that might figure prominently in crisis situations, moral, emotional, monetary support. Perhaps matters with debt in some cases. It could be credit card issues. And given that this is, I mean, a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on the aspects this makes to points in your chart, whether they could be beneficial or whether they're more to your detriment. If they, let's say, if transit Mercury is making an adverse aspect to your natal Saturn, it could be, they could be doing things that might be causing some loss and causing some sorrow, some dejection. It might be more to your detriment, but a sextile or trine to your natal Jupiter, it might be like the opposite, and they might be more auspicious as far as 8th house related matters go. Anyway, next thing up. Mercury will be in Virgo as far as August goes, from the 29th until the 31st. So the 9th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, one way this may manifest, this could be about very detailed, analytical discussions, very verbose discussions, perhaps with in-laws, with grandchildren. It could be really at this time too, thinking very methodically and systematically about how you're going to go about matters with college education, and perhaps matters with in-laws, with grandchildren, with publishing. It could even be talking about maybe some kind of what I would call frugal publishing without spending an extravagant or an exorbitant amount of money. And as I've stated before, Mercury can also be about siblings. This could be about Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people, or simply ones that embody Virgo characteristics that might figure more prominently in matters with religion, such as a religious congregation you may belong to, matters with publishing, in-laws, grandchildren, perhaps traveling abroad, and even expanding horizons at this time. And anyway, last but not least, Venus will be in Leo as far as August goes, from the 1st until the 21st. So the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted. So at this time, well, in some cases, this could be about extravagant spending, perhaps on matters with surgery or some kind of debt that you might have, a credit card issue. It could be extravagant spending in a shared resources situation. Could also be, in some cases, about if you're unattached at this time, Capricorn, you may connect with a Leo, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant person, or simply one that embodies Leo traits that might figure prominently. Crisis situation, moral, emotional, monetary support, even helping you make a major change or transformation, might be even helping you make maybe deal with a death in some cases a little bit better. And this could also be about loving with a lot of ferocity, a sexual partner, or someone you're in an intimate relationship with, or even could be somebody that you might have feelings for in a shared resources situation where it was maybe platonic previously and might escalate to something else. And if you're given this could also be, I mean, at this time as well, valuing perhaps valor, courage, fortitude, generosity, just being generally good-natured, and having really having a sunny disposition, so to speak, in perhaps really in matters with an intimate sexual relationship, or in also in valuing again that courage, that fortitude, that valor in matters in dealing with crisis situations, and even dealing with death perhaps as well. So anyway, now in some cases too, this could be about an exorbitant payout and maybe in an inheritance in some isolated cases. Now again, a lot of this could be predicated and dependent on aspects. This makes the points in your chart. A sextile or trine to Jupiter, or perhaps even a conjunction to a natal Jupiter, could be rather auspicious for this. It could be very lucky and fortuitous for this, but it's safe. It makes an adverse aspect to Saturn. It may be something that might be somewhat limited, and maybe might not be what you actually panned out it would be, so to speak. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Capricorn August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 1 of 2. And stay tuned next time where I'll be giving you my Capricorn August 2019 horoscope forecast, part 2 of 2. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.